Former renters are regretting becoming homeowners. All right, so some surveys absolutely stopped me in my tracks. And this one found that 28% of homeowners want to go back to renting. Nearly half said that they're spending more than they expected, and 9 out of 10 all agreed that the true cost of homeownership was higher than they anticipated. So when you hear that, you can't help but think that that's an argument against buying. I want to share with you why it's actually an argument for doing it right. I'm Nicole Rueth. I'm a mortgage strategist. I'm an investor. I have 60 doors of my own. I've sat across thousands of families at the time they were making the most important financial decision of their lives. I'm also someone who's made expensive decisions along the way. Decisions and mistakes that have cost me thousands of dollars, which easily I could have bailed out at any moment in time and just continued renting. I could have helped my 3 kids at age 21 continue renting. It was cheaper. But when you get to the other side and you realize the financial shift it can have on your life and the optionality it creates, all of a sudden you're so thankful that you made those decisions early on. But if you don't have somebody standing by your side helping you make the right decision, it can cost you too much and you just want to get out. So I'm going to tell you the truth. And then I'm going to show you how to make sure that you're in the 72% who don't regret it. And I'm going to give you 4 ways to do that. Because this survey is right. I can't blow holes in it. Homeownership is expensive. More expensive than most people expect. And here's what the numbers actually show. The average homeowner spends, and this is average, so in high metros it's going to be more, but the average homeowner spends approximately $22,000 a year on non-mortgage expenses. Now that includes property taxes, utilities, maintenance, repairs, right? Insurance, renovations. That's $1,800 a month on top of your mortgage payment that most people never factor in when they're sitting down at the kitchen table trying to decide what kind of home that they can afford. 1 in 5 homeowners said that they couldn't afford a $500 repair without putting it on a credit card. 1 in 5. That's not okay. Property taxes, for one, will continue to rise long term as home values continue to rise over time. Insurance costs, don't even get me started on that, right? They've surged in many markets. And maintenance, roofs, HVACs, water heaters, plumbing, these are all not if questions, they're when questions. Something will break. The only variable is whether you're ready when it does. So yes, the survey is right. Homeownership costs more than people plan for. But here's what the survey does not tell you. That people in the 28% who plan and want to go back to renting, well, most of them didn't make a bad decision by buying a home. They made a bad decision by buying without knowing what they were actually committing to and planning for it. So it's a preparation problem. It's not a home ownership problem. And I know this because I've lived it on several occasions. The people who love home ownership long term are not luckier than the people who regret it. They're just more prepared. So here's what that looks like. 4 steps. Number 1, know the full number before you fall in love with the house. The mortgage payment is one piece. And as a lender, that's what will qualify you for. But also understand the maintenance, the property taxes, and the insurance, especially how your municipality reassesses property taxes, like how often, right? Because that number will change as home values change. And insurance has become a really big deal in today's environment, especially in higher risk areas, so know what that is. Ask your seller too for 12 months of bills. That's okay to do to understand what your utility costs are going to be. And then absolutely budget for 1% of the home's value annually for maintenance and reserves. That's your real number. And talking that through will help you go into that home buying experience confidently. If that number doesn't work, the house doesn't work. And then second, understand what you're actually buying. Not just the square footage and the finishes, you want to understand the systems, like the roof, how old is it and what's the remaining life, the HVAC, the water heater, the plumbing, the electrical panels, all of the things. And also too, does it have a well? Does it have a septic system? So with all of that, this is where having somebody truly in your corner matters, that helps educate you along the way. Not just a lender who approves your loan, but somebody who asks you those uncomfortable questions before you fall in love. And the third is so important. It's have reserves before you close. Yes, you know you have to get the down payment and the closing costs, but have an emergency fund that stays intact after you move in. I would love for you to have 3 to 6 months of your total housing costs. That includes the numbers that we discussed before, sitting untouched before you buy. Now, if you don't have it fully built out, make sure you have a plan to get there. Because it's never a question of whether or not these things are going to happen. The question is are you ready when they do? And then the fourth one is buy below your approval amount. So as a lender or any bank, we're going to give you an approval number. That number should be a ceiling, not the target. Leave yourself a little margin or wiggle room. The homeowners who enjoy homeownership long term are almost always the ones who bought a home that fit in their life and their budget, not a house that stretched it. So when I read that survey, I don't see it as an argument against buying a home. I see it as an argument for what I do every single day. The 28% who want to go back to renting, they didn't fail at homeownership. They just went into it without the full picture, or without reserves and without somebody that sat them down before the excitement took over and said, let's talk about the full picture of owning a home, not just the mortgage payment. That's the conversation that a lot of lenders leave out and what my team strives to have with every single one of our clients. Because I believe in homeownership, like wholeheartedly. It is still one of the most powerful wealth building tools available to all Americans. I have 60 doors that prove it. I have clients who bought their first home with 3.5% down, and now they're sitting on 6 figures of equity. I've watched my 3 children buy their first home at 21 and build foundations I didn't have at that age. But I also lost almost $20,000 in 9 months on a home that I didn't understand. Both things can be true, and both things matter. The goal isn't to scare you away from buying. The goal is to make sure that when you buy, you're standing on solid ground, financially and strategically. Homeownership is not the problem. Going in unprepared can be. That's the difference between homeownership being a foundation and homeownership being a regret. I'm Nicole Rueth. If you've got a friend who's looking to buy, do me a favor and share this video with them. The conversation that you have before they purchase is worth more than any repair fund after it. We work with buyers across 43 states, so if you want to walk through what full ownership actually looks like in your specific situation, my team is here. Schedule a call, the link is below. And hit that like button if this was helpful. I'll see you next week.